Carol. We're ready to go. Thank you. The time is now 7 p.m. and we are going to start the meeting. Good evening. It's Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. This is a regular business meeting of the Board of Education. I am now calling the meeting to order. Could we all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Can I get a motion?
I move that we adjourn to executive session to discuss collective bargaining negotiations, the employment history of particular persons, personnel matters and/or employee records, and matters deemed confidential by state or federal law, including seeking advice from counsel.
It's been properly moved and second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. We're now in executive session. We will be out at 8 p.m. promptly. my good Mr. Parker? Wonderful. Good evening. It is 8:04 p.m. and we are returning from the executive session. And my agenda is opening. Did you take it? The first item on the agenda is student voice, student public comment. So we made a change to our board meetings where each regular meeting, we're going to be having students come and speak to the Board of Education. So tonight, we have 4 students that have been identified by our administration as speakers at the meeting, and our first student is going to be Mr. Finley Muldoon. I was going to give you direction, but you know what to do. Please come up to the mic. Thank you. Is his mic on? He already knows what to do. Wonderful.
Hi, I'm Finley. I'm in the 5th grade, and I go to RJB Elementary School. I have been a Greenberg student since pre-K. I want to tell you a little bit about what I like about RJB. This year in Home and Careers, I get to plant in the school garden, and Ms. Parker is very nice, and she understands me and the rest of the class. This past summer, I got to go to the garden and pick vegetables that students planted. In social studies, I get to learn more about the history of the world, and our teacher is very nice. Also, this year in art, we get to sculpt out of clay and a whole lot of other stuff. Lastly, the noon aides and security guards are nice, specifically Ms. A and Mr. Howard make me feel welcome and safe, and the playground is awesome. I'm excited for another year of RJB after school. We have an IB kickoff with a fun project on how to express ourselves. We get to choose a technology that no one has made yet and design it. I'm looking forward to learning a lot this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Finley. Nice to meet you. And Finley is a 5th grader at R.J. Bailey. Next, we have Mr. Christopher Davis, who's a 6th grader at R.J. Bailey.
Good evening. I would like to thank the board and community for inviting me and fellow R.J. Bailey students to share what we like about our school. My name is Chris Davis, and I am a 6th grader, and this is my last year at R.J. Bailey. School is not just for reading and writing. School is also a place where friends are made. One thing I'd like to add is extending lunch and recess. Most times we don't have enough time to eat, and then we have to rush back to class. Also, I love that school isn't just a place where you come to school, and you make friends, you go home, you do homework. It's a place where magic is growing. Thank you and have a good night.
Thank you, Christopher. Next we have, and Christopher's a 6th grader at R.J. Bailey. Next we have an 8th grader by the name of Emily Durant. Thank you.
Good evening, Superintendent Chisholm and Board of Education. My name is Emily Derone. I am an 8th grader at Woodlands Middle High School. I feel very fortunate to be able to attend a school with strong academics and with countless extracurricular opportunities. These first few weeks of school have been very exciting and have kept me busy. I am currently enrolled in higher level courses such as Algebra 1 and Earth and Space Science, giving me the opportunity to accelerate my education. My teachers are extremely involved with their students. As an example, my Mandarin teacher, Dr. Yang, established a new Junior Honor Society for Mandarin students. Dr. Yang is also planning a trip to take my classmates and I to Flushing, Queens, to experience the cuisine and rich culture of China. Outside of academics, the school has offered the opportunity to be involved in sports, clubs, and cultural activities. I have recently joined our school's volleyball team and have been working with my peers to create dances for the Hispanic Heritage Month Assembly. My first volleyball game was a thrilling experience. My friends and teachers cheered my team on, giving us the motivation to play even better. Although we didn't win, we felt content and satisfied. After school, my friends and I stayed to rehearse our dances. We all have been working diligently to have all of our dances look precise. Additionally, I will be participating in the yearbook club with our design teacher, Miss Manny. I am looking forward to joining the varsity basketball cheerleading team when volleyball season is over. Even though I am still in middle school, we are given the choice to participate in varsity sports if we'd like to. Overall, Woodlands Middle High School offers several chances to connect with peers while giving us opportunities to better our education and improve our development. Thank you for your time and attention.
Thank you, Miss Duran. And you know I love a volleyball player, so I'm glad that you're so involved. Last but definitely not least, we have 10th grader Madison Taylor. Hi, Madison.
Good evening, Superintendent. Am I loud enough? Okay. Good evening, Superintendent and Board of Education. My name is Madison Taylor, and I am a 10th grade student at Woodlands Middle High School. The best thing about Woodlands is the after-school clubs and sense of community. These clubs make everyone feel included and have helped me meet some of my best friends and create closer bonds with teachers. For example, My Sister's Keeper, a program for middle and high school girls that just gives them community and community service opportunities and a place for them to grow as teenagers throughout their high school years. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Taylor. And I love the after-school club and opportunities that both the middle high school students talked about. And I will take this opportunity to remind everyone to vote for an Athlete of the Week. We have 2 seniors that are up for winning that Athlete of the Week. One is a volleyball player by the name of Kira Eaglehart, and the second is a soccer player by the name of, who's a soccer player? Elizabeth Kreitzberg. I had a cloud moment. So please go on LoHUD Athlete of the Week and vote for those players. Hopefully they can win. Next on our agenda are public comment. And Ms. Pineda, do we have any public commenters? You have the list? Okay, thank you. Huh? I will. Thank you so much. Oh, actually, I thought the statement was going to be on here. So we have several public speakers, and before our first public speaker, I'm going to read our statement. We have an audience at our board meeting this evening. I think it's best that we go over some basic rules in regards to the comments from the public. While the law does not require that the board permit public comment at our meetings, this board has traditionally allowed and encouraged input from the public. However, we wish to remind all present that per our board policy number 1510, we require that all speakers adhere to following protocols so as to allow everyone a fair opportunity to be heard and to allow for the efficient operation of the meeting. Initially, persons wishing to address the board must advise the president of the board or the district clerk prior to the scheduled start of the meeting. The request is to be made in writing, which you have all done here on the clipboard. Any group or organization wishing to address the board must identify a single person. Speakers will be permitted to speak for no longer than 4 minutes. So students had 2, you guys have 4. And the Board of Education will not permit public comment involving specific district personnel or specific students. All speakers are to conduct themselves in a civil manner. Any obscene language, scandalous statements, threats of violence, statements advocating racial, religious, or other forms of prejudice will not be tolerated. We take all information under advisement for the board's consideration. In most cases, there will be no response for the board during the board meeting, as to keep the meeting moving. Finally, when called upon, please state your name for the record before beginning your public comment. We appreciate everyone's cooperation. First, we have Miss Lorraine Cantori. And Ms. Cantori's topics are transparency, FOIL, taxes collected from 2020 through 2023.
Good evening, everyone. It was beautiful seeing kids come up and speak about their experiences. It really was. And I just want to, I'm never going to get all my questions out there, but I want to begin because I put in for a FOIL in March because I was curious as to how much is being spent on Greenberg School District late school tax penalties. So I filed this with the town of Greenberg. I got the answer right away. So in 2020, the school district penalty was $1,274,634,66. The town and county penalty was $445,809. Now, I want to say something because I didn't know this. I called up the tax office, the county tax office, and asked, what do they do with the money? They said they send the money over to Greenberg. They don't get any of it, okay? So it seems like late fees are lucrative for the town. So 2021, late fees, Greenberg School District penalty, $1,411,120. Yeah, $1,411,120.06. Town county penalty, $739,131.88. So I'm not going to go through 220 to 223. I'm just going to give the grand totals, okay? The late fees for the school tax penalties, $5,231,413.87. Now, the town and county grand total is $1,955,083.29. And the reason for why, I'm bringing this up is because the grand total from 220 to 223 is $7,186,497.16. And I've been a taxpayer here since 1993, and I know that the burden is heavy on taxpayers, and I know that there has to be a way for this school district to possibly consider doing something about maybe creating community schools. For example, we have Highview. What would happen if it was K through 5? We have R.J. Bailey. What would happen if it was, K through 5? We're spending an exorbitant amount of money on busing. We're basically at almost $85 million, and according to the 2024 New York State Education Department enrollment for 2024 was 1,570. Now, I know this includes building maintenance, retirees, and everything, but almost $85 million for less than 1,600 students is just a huge nut. And I know the old adage is, if you can't afford it, just get out. No. The one thing that I think the district may want to look at, the board, the superintendent, all of you, what are we spending on busing? Why are we busing kids all over? We're busing them all over, and we still have flight. We have kids that just leave the district after they get out of Highview. I mean, I can't sit there and say, okay, I know the exact number, but there's a definite concern between the money we're spending, the traffic we're creating, the times kids have to sit on buses. It would be wonderful if a child could go to a community school, which is basically maybe within a half a mile of where they live. So that's just one aspect. I had a whole bunch of questions, and I understand, that there's not a lot of time, but I just felt like I needed to bring that information out. As far as, is that the alarm? No, I'm at 119. Okay.
Yes, Ms. Cantori,
like-
that clock is actually incorrect. So
Okay, so that was the alarm. Okay. I also did have one more question. Why is it that the high school seems to have a problem retaining substitute teachers and keeping them? So that's basically it. I'm upset about seeing the sign because, you know, that shouldn't be an issue. That should not be an issue. That's it. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Ms. Cantori. Okay. And next we have Ms. Donna Tiwari. If I butchered your last name, please correct me. And Donna is going to speak about sports activities at R.J. Bailey.
Hello, good evening. My name is Donna. My daughter, sorry, a little tall.
You can hold it.
I can hold it?
Yes.
Awesome, thank you. My daughter is a student at RJ Bailey. She's been going to Highview, Lee F. Jackson, all Greenberg schools. I went to all Greenberg schools. And basically, I'm just up here and here for tonight to advocate for her about having sports activities at RJ Bailey, after school programs, running clinics, just something to get them started. I don't see why they have to come to Woodlands to start that, to get into a sports program as basketball, soccer, baseball, softball. I think that should all be started between 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. So that's just basically why I'm here, and if we could get something started with that, that would be great.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Mr. Edwin Cuevas.
You might just pass the mic.
I know. I don't want
Yeah.
to drop the mic.
Ms. Pineda, what's going on with the clock?
Good evening, Superintendent and board members.
Good evening.
I'm here to find the proper protocol on sharing the information between all the Greenberg schools when we're doing fundraisers for certain activities. I have 2 boys that go to Woodlands High School. My niece goes to RJ Bailey, have other nephews that go to Lee F. Jackson. And when we do fundraisers, we're not allowed to advertise these things to the other schools, I guess because of protocol or whatever reason. So we just want to know if there's a way for us to get it out to the community. How can we get it out to the community?
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Just so that everyone is aware, usually before flyers or things like that get disseminated at buildings, it goes to the superintendent's office for approval. If you have something like that, please make sure it gets to Ivy Kraus, and I can take a look at it and approve it for distribution, whether it's in backpacks at elementary or however we need to get it out. Okay?
We were told that we weren't able to give out flyers.
They have to be approved by the superintendent first. Okay?
Thank
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Muriel Saint Armand.
Nice. Good evening, everyone. It's nice to see all of you. I haven't seen you guys in a while. I wanted to really take this opportunity, and it's a great night to do this because it was nice to see the kids coming up here and telling everyone what a great time that they have or what they're enjoying about the school. My daughter just graduated this year. She started from ECP, and like I said, graduated this year. I didn't get a chance to really thank everybody for allowing them and for taking care of my child. So I wanted to take this opportunity to really thank everyone, people that are sitting here. I've worked with a lot of you on the PTA, and some of the teachers are not here, but community as well. I've worked with the PTA, but I wanted to really take this opportunity to let people know, because I know coming here, when I first came here, the issues that were happening with this district. We've come a long way since I started here. We still have a ways to go, but the fact that we're a community and everybody wants to work together to make this a better district is what I appreciate. So thank you, Ms. Mail. Thank you, Mrs. Ludina. Thank you, Mr. Smith. Thank you, Mrs. Rossi, thank you. Ms. Simone, thank you everyone that has made an impact in my daughter's life. So that's what I wanted to do tonight, and thank you everyone.
Thank you, Ms. St. Armand. And that is it for our public comment section. Next on our agenda, we have introduction of new hires. Were there any scheduled new hires? I know we have an addition that we're going to do. No? Okay. So I don't know if Dr. Chisholm, you want to talk a little bit about a new hire that we do have that we're going to probably interject here into the agenda, unless we get any objection.
So I'm pleased to announce that we have hired for an Executive Director of Human Resources and Professional Learning for the district. Is my mic on? Can you all hear me? All right. So I'm excited to announce that we have a new appointment for Executive Director of Human Resources and Professional Learning here with the district. From what I understand, it's been about 15 years since we've had someone head HR here in the district. And so I'd like to introduce Kevin Hanratty. He is joining us from Poughkeepsie School District. He has experience in New York City Department of Education, and other places too, that makes him a very highly qualified candidate to fulfill this role. So Kevin, if you wouldn't mind standing up.
And yes,
and introducing
wonderful,
yourself.
thank you. Come up to the podium, please. And as he walks up, I just want to address our public. I think it's pretty serious whenever we have a new position in this district. The board gave Dr. Chisholm quite a run for discussion on where the funding comes for a new position and the need for a new position. Thankfully, we have actually the same board that we had last year. You will see on our dais, our attorney is here, because we do have lots of litigation that does arise, sometimes from human resource things. And it is actually a preventative measure. I thought it was quite insightful for Dr. Chisholm to notice some gaps that we had, and it is a preventative measure in hiring a human resource executive director as well as professional development, because the more that our staff are themselves educated and informed, the better things are for our children. So I did want to say that beforehand so that the board has been extremely responsible in looking at the need for this position as well as the funding. So Mr. Hanratty, please introduce yourself to our community. Let them know some of your background and who you are. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Kevin Hanratty, soon to be Executive Director of Human Resources and Professional Development here. I'm coming from the Poughkeepsie City School District, where I served as the Executive Director of Human Resources. Prior to that, I worked for a nationwide charter organization where we managed charter schools in 4 different states. And prior to that, I spent 13 and a half years with the New York City Department of Education, overseeing human resources for all 1,800 schools and over 172,000 employees for the city of New York.
Thank you. Mr. Hanratty will be joining us, if approved, once approved by the board. I do want to thank the board for their support, October 21st.
Okay, and we have a resolution here I'm going to read, and then if the board would like to make a motion, I would hopefully hear that at that time. Be it resolved that as recommended by the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education approves the probationary appointment of Kevin Hanratty as Executive Director of Human Resource and Professional Learning at a salary of $170,000 prorated, effective October 21st, ending October 20th, 2029. And that does not mean that's when the position ends, that's when the tenure period is, just for the public. Mr. Hanratty is certified as a school district leader under New York State Internship Certificate, which qualifies them to serve in the schools of New York State. He shall be assigned to district-wide for the 25-26 school year. This is a new position, and the said cost will be paid from the general fund. Is there a motion? Thank you. Be it further resolved that the Board of Education hereby approves the terms and conditions of employment for Kevin Hanratty as set forth in a letter directed to them dated September 26, 2025. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you, congratulations, and
Thank you
welcome
very much. Thank you.
to Greenberg. Next on our agenda, we're going to open the public hearing for the district-wide safety plan. Is
I move
there-
that we open the public hearing on the district-wide safety plan. The plan will stay open for public comment for 30 days.
Thank you. So then, it's been properly moved in second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, the district-wide safety plan is open. Yes, trustee Fallon? I know, it's hard to get off. You gotta push the button.
Okay, this is heavy. I do just want to say that now that we've opened the public hearing, the document is attached to this agenda. Now that we've opened the public hearing, the document is attached to this agenda. If any member of the public did have any feedback on the document, please email board@greenbergcsd.org. Thank you.
Thank you.
Aye.
Good.
No, that's it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, now the public hearing is open. Next, we have a policy presentation, and we have 6 policies to consider. I'm going to turn this part over to my Vice President Valen.
Okay. Basically, the following policies were reviewed by the board, admin, and legal, and are now being presented to the public. These will be considered for board adoption at the October 21st, 2025 meeting. Copies of the policy are available in the lobby, at the district clerk's office, at school buildings, and on the district website on board docs. Any comments concerning the policy should be submitted in writing to the Board of Education at board@greenbergcsd.org. The policies are as follows: 5511, fund balance; 5512, reserve funds; 5413, alternative formats for instructional materials; 8260, Title I Parent and Family Engagement; 8260A, School Parent-Student Compact; and 8261, Title I PCEN Programs and Services. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Valen. Again, these policies will be open until October 21st, so please take a look at them and provide the board with any feedback. Next on our agenda are ex officio Board of Education members. Both are not here tonight, so we're going to continue forward. Next, we have Board President's Report. That's me. So good evening, Greenberg Central School District community. I bring warm greetings as we gather for this regular Board of Education business meeting. Over the past several months, the board has been working diligently in our volunteer roles, partnering closely with our superintendent to ensure a successful opening of schools this September. As we wrap up the first month of the school year, you've likely noticed significant changes throughout the district, from the ongoing construction on campus to the arrival of our new superintendent, Dr. Chisholm, and several new members of the central office team. These transitions mark an exciting new chapter for our district. The board is energized by Dr. Chisholm's vision and leadership, and we are confident in her commitment to the continuous growth and improvement of the district. Our students have returned to school with enthusiasm and a renewed sense for learning. Likewise, our educators and staff are feeling inspired and motivated by this fresh leadership. To support this momentum, the board has been actively engaged, holding numerous meetings, reviewing hundreds of documents, and participating in meaningful discussions to help shape the future of this district. Currently, we are in the final stages of establishing our board goals in alignment with the superintendent's and district's strategic plan. This process also includes ongoing review and evaluation of our strategic plan to ensure we are moving in the right direction. Committees are a core part of how we operate. The board currently oversees 9 working committees where we collaborate directly with the district administrators on a range of important topics. We're grateful to have so many active parents and community members who contribute their time, insights, and energy to these committees. Their involvement helps keep our district informed, transparent, and responsive. Our students have also hit the ground running with their fall sports, participating in games held on weeknights and weekends. Their commitment and teamwork are a great source of pride for us all. I continue to encourage all residents to get involved, whether by joining a committee, attending a sporting event, supporting student activities, or participating in our incredible WISE mentorship program. Together, we can continue to build a thriving school community for us all. That ends my report, and next we have our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Lorinda Chisholm.
Thank you, President Mears. Good evening, everyone. I have quite a few things to report. I just want to share, last week, Eli, Vanessa, and I, our ex-officio board members, participated in a statewide training for student board members where we learned a lot about their roles and responsibilities. They got to engage with other ex-officio members from across the state, and we had the wonderful opportunity to engage in a question and answer period with our Commissioner, Betty Rosa. In addition to that, one of the things that we also discussed in that space, but I've been working with building leaders on, is launching a Superintendent Student Advisory Council. We are looking to commence that work next month. So if you are a student in grades 5 through 12, or if you have a child in grades 5 through 12 who may be interested in serving on this committee, please ask them to go see their school principals and provide their names and information, and that way I can have my secretary help me get in touch with those students and their parents for permission. So I'm currently working to identify the meeting dates, times, and locations during the school day for student participation. Also, please be on the lookout for information about the creation of Alumni Association on the website going out next week. In the summer newsletter, there was a QR code. It was small, so it may have been missed, but I'm going to keep trying to actively find alumni out there, no matter what class you're from, to please sign up. So I'm looking, again, for alum from all class years to help create and establish a Woodlands High School Alumni Association here. Next week, please look for our hard launch of our Greenburgh School District's app for your mobile devices. That is coming out. I have it on my cell phone, so I get all the district-wide updates of what's going on, whether it's athletics or programs or services. You can also click a link to just get it for your child's school. So please be on the lookout on our website for how to download that app to your phone. Just a little reminder to all, I know there is a lot of construction going on, but please, everyone, just for safety, making sure that we're paying attention to the stoplights and that we're following the rules of right-of-way as we continue our road work as part of our water main project. That's important. Safety is important, but so is getting this work done too. But I want to make sure we're all safe. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank the dads, the uncles, the brothers, the grandfathers, even some of the moms who stepped in to participate in the Dad's Bring Your Child to School Day. It was nice to see all of the support that our students have, and it was quite interesting even to see the looks on all the adults' faces as they sat in the Mandarin classes with their students and learned how to count from 1 to 10 and recognize the characters in Mandarin. So it was a great day. And last but not least, I just returned today from the New York State Council of School Superintendents fall meeting. So I was out of the district, and this is an opportunity where superintendents from across the state come and we hear from the commissioner. We heard from Senator Shelley Mayer on educational policies, legislations, and really the state of future funding and other really important and relevant issues impacting K through 12 education. So as those things come up, I'll make sure that I'm transparent with the board as well as the community if anything starts to immediately impact our district. I also want to share that I participated in the inaugural think tank with College Board and about 20 other superintendents across the state to explore the New York Inspires Portrait of a Graduate. That's up and coming. And examine our personal district data around AP, IB, as well as PSATs and SATs to identify what are some of those barriers to post-secondary educational opportunity for students. So very important meetings were held over the last 3 days, all weekend, but I wanted to make sure that I shared with the community some of the topics and issues that are being discussed and faced across New York State. That concludes my report.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chisholm. Next, we have our Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum, Dr. Njoku.
Good evening. So there are a couple of items. The two that I want to start off with is Parent University. So we want to just thank everyone for participating in the survey. We had about 313 parents and community members that completed the survey. We sifted through. The calendar is ready, so it should be up towards the end of this week. To note, pre-K to grade 2 literacy night is Thursday, October 16th from 6 to 7 p.m. at LFJ. There should have been a blast that came through your app, as well as on the website and via email. Also, just to note, physical education, from the Physical Education, Health, and Athletics Department, Spirit Week will be begins October 14th, and schools will be sending out information close to the end of this week for some schools and others early next week. The main part of this report is going to focus on our summer. So summer reports. So each board member should have received a packet, which I will go through very, very briefly, but you have the details. So there were roughly 3 categories of programs, one at Woodlands Middle High, 2 at Woodlands Middle High School. One was a Summer Regents Intensive program, and the other was a Summer Bridge. Then we had our annual Greenberg Summer Academy. And finally, we had programs through My Brother's Keepers grant. So just as a brief overview with the Woodland Middle High School Summer Regents Intensive. So this was 2-week program, title funded, targeted for August Regents retakes for students who needed to retake it. A notable piece of information that came out of looking at the data is that those students who participated in the program accounted for 86% of the Algebra 1 passing and 94% of the biology passing. Clearly, for the overall passing, we want higher, but in terms of those who participated versus non-participators, there was a higher degree. So giving a little bit of validity, right? A little bit more than a little validity to having these intensive programs. Then with Summer Bridge, it was intended to be for preparing students for Algebra 1, our 8th graders going to 9th grade. It was an 8-day program. There was marked improvement. However, the challenge was participation. So this is a program where we have to rethink its model. The strength of it was that there was progress, but the reach, and in terms of the reach and the engagement of the students was not up to par. Then we're moving to our Summer Academy, I think, and I will be sharing this binder with everyone, which has photos and pictures, and we did share a few of the videos and such. We can't show it now, but it was a wonderful time. So, and it's one of the experiences that Dr. Chisholm was able to enjoy. We sat on a think tank with our young people at the Summer Academy. Not think tank, Shark Tank. They did think, but it was Shark Tank for our K-6 students. And a highlight was their strong attendance, very high attendance, except towards the last week, which we need to just figure out why that happened. But overall, robust staff. We had general ed teachers through the program, special ed, early childhood, and then we just want to take a look at some additional performance measures as we look to next year. Okay, and we want to thank, for all of these programs, I don't want to be remiss, thank the teachers, currently our assistant principal at RJ Bailey, Miss Joanna Khan, who leads this every year. Phenomenal job working with everyone to make this a memorable experience for our young people. Then we have My Brother's Keeper, which many of our board members were at the final celebration, and it was such a wonderful, this first one was Full Steam Ahead. It was called Full Steam Ahead. It was designed by our teachers for our students. They designed it, and they went, for lack of a better terms, all out. So basically the STEAM program was for grades 6 to 8 students. It was roughly 3 or so weeks. highlights were that there were hands-on STEAM lessons covering propulsion, kinetic and potential energy, engineering. They went on trips. They went to Tesla. They connected with the organization there to visit and understand about the development of that. We actually did some direct feedback from students. We wanted to hear what the students had to say. We had 78% response rate from the students, and 93% of them said that things were explained to them clearly and they were encouraged to learn. Our parents, 81% of them responded. 92 said the experience was excellent for their children. I think the negative part was that they wanted it to be longer, and 100% would recommend it. So it created a very safe and supportive environment, and the opportunity came from the feedback. Opportunity to soar was to extend the length of the program or daily sessions. So it seems they want more of that. Then we had, for My Brother's Keeper, we had a girls program, which I believe our student voice, I think she mentioned it, with Good for Girls, through our Good for Girls partnership. This was 11 middle school girls participated in this program from July 14th to the 18th. They completed, again, a survey. They loved the activities, video making, journalism. They learned confidence, advocacy. This was strongly facilitated. Again, opportunities to soar happened to be extending the program. So it seems as if our young people want more, our families want more. We'll find ways to do that, but at least we know what is working, and we will continue to soar. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Njoku. Are there any questions, comments? Yes, Trustee Mans?
Dr. Njoku, just wanted to get some clarity. Week 6, what were the dates for that in terms of
Week 6 for?
The Greenberg Summer Academy?
I will have to check with the dates. I don't have it on me, but I can get that for you.
Because this went into August, I think, right?
It went into August, and some of that could be, I could look into it to see if it's the decline considered the students in the academic program versus the mandatory ESY program. So that could be the difference.
Okay. The only question I have or comment I'm hoping that you will make after I bring this up is that some families were looking for their 3 through 8 test scores coming in the mail.
Yes.
Okay.
So this the mailing is done through of our vendor. So there's certain points in time that I reach out to them. So been reaching out. They stated last week that the mailing they would start mailing it last week, and they just said be mindful of the delivery. So come within the next few weeks. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you.
And you just reminded me, in the event that parents are wondering about the after-school program at R.J. Bailey, you should have received an email.
Yes, we just got one today. Thank you. And if a parent didn't get one, they should contact Ms. Rossi because they're not on the list somehow. And about those, so just to clarify about the test results, I just want to let everyone know, it's not like we have them here and we're mailing them out. No. It's something that comes from our vendor. Okay, thank you. Next on our list is our Assistant Superintendent for Assistant Superintendent for Business and our Treasury report.
Good evening. I'd like to start my report with a presentation of the July and August Treasury reports. So I'm going to invite our District Treasurer, Amy Ashley Moore, to the stage for her presentation. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Would you happen to have July with you? Thank you. Thank you. The Treasury report for July 2025 is as follows. The general fund began with a balance of $41,573,982.09. The district received a total of $1,465,241.18 in receipts. The district issued $8,012,202.24 in payroll checks. In addition, $4,629,695.46 in accounts payable distributions, as well as $3,417,674 in due from other funds. The ending balance for the general fund was $26,979,651.57. That was for June, excuse me. The general fund beginning balance for August 2025 was $23,405,541.62. The district received a total of $1,451,070.10 in receipts. The district then issued $1,006,062.42 in payroll checks. The district issued $2,891,517.68 in accounts payable distributions, and then $467,607.24 in due from other funds. The ending balance for the general fund as of August 2025 was $20,491,424.38. Any questions?
Trustee Allen, you have a question?
Did I miss something?
Sorry, I got logged out also. You said that's the last number was the report for July? Or August? Sorry.
I think August.
August?
The $20,491,424.38.
Gotcha, okay.
Are we good?
Yep, thank you.
Any other questions?
Any other questions? Thank you so much, Ms. Amy Ashmore.
Okay, thank you.
And now we have back to Ms. Shonda Merrill.
Yes. Thank you, Ms. Ashley Moore. So if you've been anywhere out on our campus, you see that we have a lot of construction projects going on. So this evening, I have actually asked our construction manager from Savin Engineers to come and do a update on all of our current projects that are going on. So I would like to introduce Dean Sprock from Savin Engineers.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Sprock.
You're welcome. I'm glad to be here. I first want to say that I am in favor of longer recess and longer lunch myself. We're seeing good progress on the construction projects. I know that I'll start with the hot issue, the water line installation. We are actually 64% complete with that project now.
Thank goodness, okay.
And of course, the very difficult area is being tackled presently with the line coming up past the early childhood program building. And the community and those who are traveling through seem to be adjusting. It's a challenge. It's a challenge particularly at 2 15-minute periods. We thought that there was going to be a 30-minute period, and we had the one-way traffic discussion and so forth, but it's really turned out to be 2:45 to 3 and 3:45 to 4. And the one particular area that I've been concerned about, and I've been on the site watching, is the 3:45 to 4. That's when the children are coming out of the center and the buses. There's like a second wave of buses, right? The small buses. And however, it inconveniences people for, maybe 5 minutes. Sometimes they have to wait a little extra. But it's not the same as when all the big buses are coming out. That was what we were really concerned about. We have probably 10 days of torture left for those who want to try to venture onto our campus at those times. And the contractor is doing their best. I think one of the things that everybody might notice about the cuts in the pavement is that water pipe, and if you see it stacked, it's straight. And to make a turn, you need to put a 45-degree elbow. Mm-hmm. So many streets in this world were developed by cow paths and deer paths, we know, and wherever the high ground was. So to get a straight line on top of a road, a street such as we have, they go from one side to the other. Thankfully, as they go toward Pinewood, they're actually going to be off the road for a while and on the shoulder, which will be a very nice experience over there. So our contractors I feel, are doing a fine job. They're communicating. They're working well with Dennis and others, the questions that come up. And, of course, we just know that it's going to be an inconvenience. But we're looking forward to, like I said, 10 days from now we'll be past the early childhood program building. We did hit a milestone with our tennis courts. The contractor fulfilled his agreement to turn those over to us, and we had a match there the other day. We have some concerns about one puddle that is by the gate. Everybody has seen it. It's going to be addressed, and it did not affect play. There were some other concerns, but the contractor, who is very experienced in tennis courts, has given us assurance. They're going to give us more information, and we hope everybody's mind will be put at ease. We do have a good product there, and it's going to last, and it's nice. It's a nice expenditure. It was money well spent. The grass is starting to grow too. I don't know if you've noticed that, so that's a nice touch. The contractor is moving his efforts now from the tennis courts to the track. He actually, despite the fact that we're still doing the infill with the turf field, is working on the scoreboard. He's going to be installing that. He's completing the retaining wall at the base of the scoreboard. And we're happy to see that progress and to have him stay. We just don't like to see any contractor leave the property, and demobilize. So he's doing that. It seems to me that the turf field, and again, we're not managing that, but the schedule seems to be following through. Actually, maybe, I probably shouldn't say this, might even be a couple days ahead of what the contractor told us, because weather, they always factor in weather, and we've had excellent weather for construction. And then the third area that we're managing is the roofing, the roof project. And we do our best to manage contractors, and at times they get a little bit out from under our thumb. We are working to get the contractor back here. He's using the reasoning that he has these various items, trim items, that he's waiting to have manufactured. And so we're pressing him. We can discuss, I can discuss privately with any of you about our methods to try to press a contractor, but we have certain limits, on that. I walked the roof with Dennis, and we are watertight. We are probably more watertight than these buildings have been for a long time, but we need to have them finished. So that's what we're working toward. So those are the three projects Savin is managing. I'm open to any questions that the board might have or anything they'd like to ask.
Any questions? Thank you for coming. I do have one. How and why is there a puddle on the tennis court? I know everyone's seen it, but why is it there?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I mean, they're very careful when they roll and when they place the asphalt. I was not here at that particular area, but I would say there may have been a little bit lighter compaction there, and that it actually, there's a dimple, because it seems like it formed. They didn't see that early on. So it does need to have attention, and we're going to have to see to what degree it's there. The contractor warranties that court for workmanship and materials for 2 years. So we shouldn't get alarmed that we're going to let him walk away and leave anything, for us.
Okay, so, right. When is he going to fix it?
So the architect was on site yesterday, and the architect did a walkthrough, and they create a punch list. And that punch list is part of closing out that portion of the project. And when he gets the punch list, then the contractor tells us how and when he's going to address the items on the punch list. So we're looking forward to that information. It will be a need. There will be a need for some coloring to be put in that area. So probably this year it won't be as pristine, but with those kind of coatings, after a season, you won't even see the area that was repaired. But it's like anything that's been exposed to the sun. It'll have to catch up. So I want to make that clear.
So he's going to fix it when? After tennis season or during tennis season or?
He's going to fix it this year.
This year, okay.
Yeah.
I know it's going to get cold, so I don't know. I know with our track, what? 2020.
I want him to fix it before the snow flies, and that's going to be my effort.
Before
to have
the
that
snow.
Fixed before the end of the season. I'm going to do my best.
Okay, and any update on the bleachers for that area? Are there going to be bleachers for that area?
So there are 2 portable bleachers that are used, I guess, for the softball field as well as for tennis. I've been informed that parents watching tennis players do not sit in bleachers, that they stand at the fence.
No. You need to have bleachers.
We will have bleachers, but I've been told
some
we
way
can put
for
bleachers,
people to sit if they'd like
the
to
bleachers
watch.
are there, and Dennis is on top of that. And but they are there, and they just need to be moved into place.
Okay, we need to have some level of place for people to sit. Sometimes we have people who are differently able-bodied that may need to sit and can't just stand at the fence. So I don't, however you guys want to do it. But I do think we need to have something there instead of an open field area. Okay, I'll follow up with questions on that. Thank you. Are there any other questions? Do you have, Trustee Mayer?
Yeah, President Maris. I've gotten a lot of questions on what happened with the football field and why it's not ready for homecoming. Are we able to kind of talk through that or discuss it high level?
High level, I think we can.
Okay.
Do you want to comment on that at all? No? Okay, great. Okay, great. I know.
I don't think I know.
Give them an opportunity.
I'm happy to provide some context from what the meetings and pretty much where I've kind of jumped in on this. So when I got here, the turf was being removed. And during the removal process, those guys realized that there were some contaminants in the soil underneath the turf. And so what they did was they kind of paused, they notified us, and said that they need to send that soil out for testing. And depending on the results of that test, either we can move forward with laying the turf, or we'd have to pay to buy soil and build it up. So we really had to wait for the soil test results to find out that the soil was okay condition. However, drainage was an issue. So that's when they had to lay the versatile to help with the drainage so that the water would go away from the field. And then they did the outside perimeter where they had to remove the old wood. What is that called, Dennis? The nailer. Correct. So that had to be replaced as well. So they laid the versatile piece, and then they were able to lay the turf. But that is what pretty much, and thinking about the efforts to now lay the versatile too, was an expenditure to the district. So we had to get more information about the scope of work and where that would fall in before moving forward with all that. So that was a part of the delay.
Is there a way, I was going to say, Mr. Puglisi, I got a request for you to come up, Mr. Puglisi, to our podium, because Mr. Sprock, technically, I asked you if you wanted to comment, you said no, but technically you don't manage this project, so it was not within your scope. Maybe Mr. Puglisi can come up. Mr. Puglisi is our
Thank you, Mr. Sprock.
Director of Facilities. Is there anything else for Mr. Sprock before he goes? Anyone?
I just want to share
Oh,
that
sure.
Mr.
Hang
Sprock
out.
was instrumental in, and I know a lot of the inconvenience with the traffic and those things, but I just want the community to know that who was in that space, and so we did engage with the law enforcement officers, emergency personnel, all of those folks, and you know, Ms. Merrill was instrumental in reaching out to community partners too to get input in terms of how that traffic flow would go. So thank you, Mr. Sprock, for being in that space too. Dennis?
Okay, there was some questions. Any specific questions you had for me?
I'll follow up on President Mayer's question about the bleachers. I believe I saw grass planted there. Is that where the bleachers are going to go?
Correct, on the grass area.
So that's why the bleachers aren't there, because we want the grass to...
The grass will take root, and then we could manipulate the bleachers as needed, so they're not fixed on a pad, you know, depending on how we want to move it.
Yeah,
You know, for
I'm asking
you want to
because
view for the softball, or you want to view tennis, I think you have better options.
Yeah, I'm thinking ahead to something that's in the works, but apparently not yet ready to be announced, so...
Well, why do you know about it? I don't know about it.
Okay, goodbye.
Who else knows about it? I don't know. There's something in the works, I guess, Mr. Puglisi. You'll tell me later, because I'm going to ask you. No,
Yes.
Okay, all right, wonderful. Anything else, Trustee Werner?
Can you give us the rundown on what the schedule looks like for doing, right? We've got the field done, or it's nearing completion, right? And then behind it comes the track. And how does that schedule look with the coming of winter and the limitations
Coming
there?
of a winter, it's delineated by the manufacturer of the turf surface. You have to have, the weather has to cooperate. For the track surface, you need certain temperatures, 50 degrees in the evening and rising. The blacktop has to be put down, cured for 2 weeks or so. Forgive me if it's 2.5 weeks, but I believe it's 2 weeks for the blacktop to cure. And then you have to put for the paint, you have to have the favorable weather. That's, you know, if the weather's favorable, they haven't pulled the plug on saying that the surface won't be down yet. That's from the manufacturer. They tell the contractor, you're good to go, or you're on hold until the spring. It's weather permitting.
So we're looking at, so if the weather stays like it's been doing.
It's very close. And if anything, I think that we're a little ahead on where the turf contractor was supposed to be. So a couple days might make a difference. But they're not sure. The weather has to hold up. It's supposed to be a little colder, and then it's supposed to be 80 again next weekend. So, you know, we need a little favorable weather.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Yes. So, thank you for reminding me. So one of the things that came up just this weekend, as I decided to drive down into the area, was that the track and field was open. And so I'm going to ask you a question, but I'm also going to plead to our community, anyone that watches the board, to stay away from that area while we try to improve it. Do not walk over there. If you hear kids talking about going, discourage them from going over there. It's a dangerous site, first of all. Secondly, it's a construction site. Secondly, it is not finished. Nobody should be on there. Is there a way to cover up and protect our current field and also the track while it's done?
Well, right now, the best protection is the contractors. I had a conversation with them the other morning. You know, the last contractor out, you lock the gate.
That's
And we've been taking some extra measures of making sure that our gate at the end of the roadway is closed and to eliminate vehicle traffic. So it's, if you want to walk down there, it's harder to get to. We've also ordered some signs that we're going to be posting up, construction area, closed, more signage. And we do have the cameras, the video surveillance now is working. That we monitor those on the weekends to make sure that we don't see anything. I know Mr. McCoy is active with that also. He looks on the cameras on the weekends to see if there's any activity on our fields. And reach out to the police department to stop by and discourage people from utilizing our fields, unauthorized.
Okay, yes, Trustee Alon?
Mr. Pugliese, I have two questions. First, regarding the track and the field. Is there a difference between the project being complete and the project being usable? I understand it can be complete and can look complete, but it's got to cure. Is that
correct? Yeah. The final product would have the paint on it on the surface, and it just like the tennis courts. There's the drying period before you want to play on it or utilize the track. So it might look good, but it might be tacky for a day or two. But once the surface is down, that's pretty much the end of the project. Weather permitting, and then we have to demobilize. That's when all the fencing would come down and all the hazards that are in the construction area have to. Somebody has to go over and make sure there's no hazards in the grass that's 4 feet high around the track, and all the other construction debris have to be removed.
Thank you. My second question is, I understand we have some students that walk to and from school that use that path. Are they still able to do so, or has there been a communication to?
The roadway, yeah, we have, I've seen the residents from Pinewood and High Point, they use that as a cut through. It's virtually just walking around the closed gate. There's plenty of access for foot traffic.
Very good, thank you.
Sorry, Trustee Vallon.
But just to reiterate, what you're saying is it might look ready for use, but it's not ready for use. It needs to cure. We need to have the surface, the tackiness to go away. We don't want to have a brand new surface with footprints. We don't want to have a turf field that looks like it's great and usable, but it's not fully secured. Please, it's tempting to walk down the road and walk around the track. Please do not.
You'll see the field is kind of down, but it doesn't have the media, the sand and the rubber. And
right. It's still an, as we were saying, it's still an active construction. Right.
That's right.
So it looks usable, but please, it's not. I just need to really just hammer that home like a good mom.
And as long as the construction zone signs are up, it's still a construction zone. Once those come down, then it would be open and ready for use. But as long as those are up, no.
And we can even, listen, many, many years things have not been done in this district. We are really moving things forward. It's a little uncomfortable, it's a little ugly, but we're moving things forward. And so I love that. We can even talk to some neighbors or other districts that, how did they protect that stuff? If we, I don't know. I don't even know what we would do, but, the area is isolated. If our community loves the money that they put into this school district, then they will stay off of it. But, sometimes kids are kids too. So we have to really press it home, as you said, be that nagging mom to stay off and out of that area until it's finished. Anything else you want to share with us, Ms. Pugliese? No? Well, thank you. Any other questions, comments? No? Were you done with your report? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Pugliese. Thank you, Mr. Sprock.
Thank you, Mr. Pugliese and Mr. Sprock. So the last thing that I just wanted to reiterate was what Superintendent Dr. Chisholm had already said earlier, which is to please abide by the traffic signals on Pat Capone Road. Within the last week, I've kind of experienced myself a couple of issues, and I just think it's important for everybody to abide by those traffic signals to avoid any accidents so that our students, families, community, everybody stays safe. But that is all I wanted to say, and that concludes my report.
Thank you. And if the board would not mind me deviating from the agenda, you know, we talked a bit about our facilities and about our sports, and we actually have our Falcons Nest Booster Club here, saving the best for last. It is not on the agenda. Come up. But we do have some volunteer parents who run a booster club for this district and does a lot of good work around our athletics. So we're going to have them come up and introduce themselves and talk a little bit about the Falcons Nest Booster Club. Thank you.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Tiffany Woodbury. I am president of the Booster Club and a mom of 3 children in Woodlands, a graduate, a senior, and a 7th grader.
I'm Christina Cuevas, and I also have 3 children, a graduate, a senior, and an 8th grader, and I'm the vice president.
So maybe about 2 years ago, Mr. McCoy was looking for volunteers to work as the Booster Club. I volunteered to be treasurer and somehow ended up being president. But having 2 athletes, my daughter soon to be a 3rd, I was glad to take on that position. So basically, Christine and I work to secure funds for the athletes in Woodlands outside of money that's allocated in the budget to the athletic program. So we do that through fundraising. We've had fundraisers in the past that are open to the entire community. So even though the funds benefit the students here at Woodlands, the fundraising events are open to all of the other schools in the district, and we're looking at it through the lens of if the children at ECP and Jackson and Highview and Bailey eventually will come to Woodlands, and if they choose to be an athlete when they're here, then they will eventually benefit from the funds that we are raising. So, you know, we have fundraising events hopefully to come in the future. You know, we're really encouraging the entire community to come out, and we want the younger kids to come to Woodlands and see the athletics that are available and come to the football games and the basketball games and the soccer games and baseball. So last year we actually had the girls from Highview and Jackson and Bailey come and practice and cheer with the cheerleaders at one of the basketball games. So we're also trying to get the younger children, you know, some kind of clinics or things for them to get involved in sports. As Ms. Tawari had said, because there are no sports in the elementary schools, and a lot of these children are introduced to sports when they get here. And we feel that maybe having clinics and things like that where the kids can come in and just get a feel for the different sports, that would be beneficial. But yeah, we love the fundraising. We have a team of people right out there that help us with all of the things that we put together. So that's basically what our role is as Booster Club.
Thank you. Are there any questions, comments?
I have swag gear too.
Yes, we do sell gear, and I know Dr. Chisholm, we would love to meet with you at some point because I know there's probably new protocols with you being the superintendent that we're not familiar with, you know, having done this in the past. So we would love to just sit with you to just go over, you know, what protocols we would need for advertising in
Absolutely.
the other schools and securing the facilities when we want to do fundraising events.
Absolutely, thank you.
Perfect, thank you. Thank you very much for your time.
I have a question. Do you need more volunteers?
I mean, we could always use volunteers, especially when we're doing the events.
You're live on YouTube, and it's going to continue to be played. So how do they reach you?
We always encourage
what can they
volunteers.
do? What they can sign up to help with different events, but how do they reach you?
I mean, we have emails we can post, but I mean, honestly, right now it's just coming out and supporting. You know, like I said, it's not just a Woodlands event, it's a community event for, the parents and the kids and the alumni in the district. So it's not just strictly relegated to just Woodlands and teams. It's, for everybody in the community.
Wonderful. No questions, concerns? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming out. Okay, trustees, if we have no more comments or questions, we're going to move on to our regular meeting approvals. First, I have instructional items. Can I get motion?
I move that we approve the instructional personnel items presented to the board for approval this evening.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Wait.
Yes, discussion?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay. If I'm doing this correctly, it's item 9. Do I need to say anything else?
Under instructional?
Yeah, it's under letter G, right?
Okay, I'll find it.
Okay.
Item G9, appointment co-curricular activities.
Yes, so this is the list for Bailey, their clubs. I saw that the African Dance Club was not on here. Was there any discussion to bring that back? It's been successful over the years, so just wanted to know about that.
The African Dance Club, the dance club will happen. We utilize arts and education through PNW BOCES, so it's not a stipended club. It's something that happens during after school, but through a different source.
Okay, thank you.
Do you know when it could start? Do you have any anticipation?
Oh, it starts with the program. It's part of the
it's
after
just not
school,
on
but
the
it's
list.
not on here because it's not a teacher leading it. It's through a residency, an arts in education vendor.
Okay. Okay, that's good to hear. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions, concerns, discussion?
One more.
Yes.
One more. Number 10.
That's appointment for credit recovery program teacher.
Is this a new program? No. No, it's not.
It's not extended program.
Okay.
It's not a new program.
No.
I don't remember seeing it from last year. I'll go, you know what, we can keep going.
Any other questions, comments, discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. Next, I have personnel non-instructional items.
I move that we approve the non-instructional personnel items presented to the board for approval this evening.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. Is there any discussion?
I have a question. Item 9.
Okay, and that's going to be item H9.
H9, yes. In the past, I feel like sometimes when therapists were out on leave, sometimes services weren't rendered to our students. So do we have a plan in place for this particular person who is leaving? Are we going to be using some of the contractors that we've approved? How does this going to work?
Exactly what you stated. We'll be using outside contractors for this.
Just want to make sure.
Okay, that's it?
Thank you.
Okay, any more comments, questions, concerns? Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Next we have, hold on. After board non-instructional is board action items. Can I get a motion?
I move that we approve the board action items presented to the board for approval this evening.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. Is there any discussion? No? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Next on our agenda are finance items. Can I get a motion?
I move that we approve the finance items presented to the board for approval this evening.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. Did you have discussion?
Me
Yes?
too.
Trustee Valen.
Okay.
I was talking to Trustee Valen. Trustee Mann, do you have a question too?
I do.
Okay, please, Trustee Mann.
I'm sorry, guys. J9. Oh, wait, or was it J6? It was J number 6. So it's the sale of the surplus? Yeah. Just wanted to understand, what equipment this might consist of and what's the method that we're going to sell. I remember we approved a contract with someone that would take over the sale and submit us a reimbursement check. I just wanted to know a little bit more about how this sale is going to go through.
For the surplus technology equipment, The RIC will actually be picking up the equipment, and they provide it to a recycling company. Now, as far as the sale or payment, I don't have that information tonight. That's something that I could look into, but I do know that the RIC is involved, and it does go to a recycling company.
All right, so these are going to be recycled, but we will receive proceeds? Because when I said, yeah, so the sale might be tripping me up. I don't know if that's the right language to use for this, but.
I could look into that and get back to you.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, and trustee Ballin, did you have a question?
Yeah, I was just looking at the treasurer's reports that we're approving. Our information says that the reports are subject to change pending the adjusting journal entries. Now that the audit is very near completion, I believe all the adjusting entries have been done. So do these reports that we're approving, are they the final version of those reports?
We have additional adjusting journal entries coming with the most recent change that's going, and we have not received that final report yet or those adjusting entries. So these are not the final reports. Okay. There will be amended, updated reports once all journal entries have been entered.
Okay. And we'll approve those at a later date, or should we table these for now?
We would approve them at a later date.
Oh.
Or you could table this and we could bring back the final copy.
Okay, I'm good either way. If we're going to approve the amendments, that's fine. Okay, thank you.
No problem. Any other questions, comments, discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Next, we have business items.
I move that we approve the business items presented to the board for approval this evening.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Next, we have our pupil personnel services items.
I move that we approve the pupil personnel services items presented to the board for approval this evening.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. We're at the end of our agenda. New business. Any new business items, trustees? Hearing none, can I get a motion for adjournment?
I move that we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. 9:27 p.m. Good night.
Good night. Yay.
And a very happy birthday to Miss Patricia Pineda.
Hey.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Yay.
Cupcakes.